Bob's Breakfast.
Misconceptions. Rhonda.
A friend of my ex-husband,
Yeah.
he has two friends, and they were farmers, and they're in the field, ploughing this field. And the son, he's got his Wellington boot full of mud, so he walks over to a pylon, hangs on, got his legs in the air, shaking it, trying to get his welly off.
Yeah.
His father thinks he's being electrocuted by the pylon, so runs over with his shovel, knocks him off, breaks his arm.
And breaks his arm?
He breaks his arm.
Oh.
He was dying.
Easy mistake to make, though.
If you're hanging on to a pylon and shaking your leg, well, yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, brilliant. Rhonda, thank you so much.
All right, then.
Thank you. So, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, busy one.
I went up north. My mate Dickie Thomas, who I've known since I was 2, so I've known him for a long time, and Dickie lived next door to me. So we literally walked to school together on our first day at school and went through high school together and everything. And I don't see him that much. So he says, we'll go out for a drink with a couple of my mates. And he texted me and he said, we'll go to the Sportsman's Arms, which is in a place called Penketh. And like Penketh is like 3 miles from where we grew up in Great Sankey. So once we're there, Dickie shows up. And I said, it's a nice enough pub, but, why are we here? Why are we not at one of the pubs like the Chapel House or something in Sankey? Why are we here?
Yeah.
And he went, I like to come here because it's handy for Greggs. And I thought, well, there must be some kind of pasty involved later on in the evening.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, Greggs opened this late. Well, anyway, 10 minutes later, he introduces me to one of his mates. He said, this is Greg. The best thing you can do for your health is get more sleep. It's really important. You gotta love sleep. You're away there, you're totally relaxed. But some people talk in their sleep and walk in their sleep and do all sorts. And reports come out this week, and it says that a lot of the stuff that's you talk in your sleep about is just complete nonsense. So this morning, what have you done in your sleep? Victoria.
I've done so much in my sleep. I've let myself out the house, I've slept in the car, slept in the field, I've fallen out of a loft hatch.
Wait. I don't know where to start here. Slept in the car? Because that involves actually getting out of the house and then actually getting into...
I got out of my parents' house and
How old were you?
Well, I'd say about 18 because I had my own car.
Right.
I got out of the house and I opened up the car and woke up in the morning half in the car and half out the car.
Right. You've no idea why?
No,
Okay.
no idea why. But all of my siblings, me and my 2 brothers, all sleepwalk and sleep talk.
Right.
So when I was younger, I used to regularly fall down the stairs. I used to wake up the family falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit crazy.
Yes. And the sleeping in a field, what happened there?
Well, I live on the back onto fields, and I just woke up in the morning thinking, oh, it's a bit cold, and then I looked up and I'd left the back door open and I was asleep in a field at the back of the house.
Now, are you in a relationship at the moment?
I am, yes, and I've carried on my sleepwalking at home. I've ran off the end of the stairs, and my husband's come in from work when he used to work nights and found me on the floor at the bottom of the stairs, all crumpled up.
That would have been terrifying. He would have thought you've had some kind of accident.
Exactly. When I went to stay at one of my friend's houses, she was in a loft, and I fell down the loft hatch. I didn't hurt anything, but I gave everyone a bit of a fright.
So you've never injured yourself with all this nighttime activity?
When I ran off the stairs, I did hurt myself. I hurt my back.
Right.
But yeah, generally it's sort of just, doing crazy things like opening doors and running around the house sometimes. So that's a bit crazy. And my brothers, they've done something similar. One of them's imagined that there's spiders everywhere and woken up his partner screaming about spiders, and she's terrified of spiders, and he remembers nothing about it, and she got no sleep. And the other one was playing a fruit machine, going, nudge, nudge, come on, it's my lucky pound, come on, you can do this. And we were like, just go back to bed. And he was like, okay, he just got up and went back to bed.
Oh, he'd actually got out of bed and he was coming, he was talking to you.
And he was doing it in the middle of our rooms. So, yeah, it was very amusing.
So your family, you'd all have to sleep fully clothed just in case, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, God, just in case, yeah. Especially letting ourselves out. They'd be like, oh, number 28's out again in the nude, you know, I'll be the talk of the village.
Amazing story has come out about this bloke who found a badger in his house. The badger was at the top of the stairs. He came home and he was looking at, first he thought it was a cuddly toy, and he shooed it off with a broom. He had a brush with wildlife. Literally. What's your brush with wildlife story, Keith?
Hello, Graham. A few years back, I was in the New Forest at a wedding reception, staying in this little, nice little B&B.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the morning and I thought, what's that rubbing up against me bum cheek? Something nice and warm. I thought, well, I don't remember getting lucky at the wedding reception or anything like that, bringing someone back to the B&B.
Yeah.
And I turned round and I looked, and what it was, where I was in the ground floor room, I slept with the window open, there was a New Forest pony rubbing its nose against me bum.
Now, had the New Forest pony,
my God,
he's just stuck his head through the window.
Stuck his head through the window. So, of course, I went down for my breakfast and I said to the woman, oh, God, I've had a New Forest pony had his head through the window, frightened the life out of me this morning. She went, oh, yeah, the travelling salesman that normally has that round during the week feeds it toast through the window every morning.
He was coming for a slice.
He was coming for a slice of toast. Because I'd been to a wedding reception, I thought I got lucky. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
New Forest pony.
Yeah, geez, you're an ugly bridesmaid. Whoa. Jane's on the phone.
Sleepwalking?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I did once sleepwalk. I used to sleepwalk quite a bit. But unfortunately, I once sleepwalked in a hotel in Newbury.
Oh, dear.
And it was unfortunate because I don't wear anything in bed. And I sleepwalked out of the room and woke up as I heard the door shut behind me and lock.
You're naked in the corridor.
In a hotel in Newbury.
Okay, and now you're awake.
I'm wide awake. I'm slightly dazed because I can't quite work out what I'm doing in the hotel in Newbury with no clothes on.
Uh-huh.
And so I knock on the door to dearest other half, who is now an ex-other half, partly because of this.
Okay.
And nothing. He has drunk so much at the races that he is totally unconscious.
All right.
So I give myself serious bruises, beating on the door, and from whispering his name so gently, it goes to screaming it. And then I hear footsteps.
Oh, no.
And I think, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I consider taking the curtains off because it's like I'm in a corridor with nothing.
Yes.
And at the end I see a table, and I whip the tablecloth off.
Off the table. So this is like a little table with like
It's
probably
like a little round table with a round tablecloth on it.
Yes.
Well, it's all right, I'm quite round too, so it's all matched.
Yes.
And the footsteps didn't come my way, thank God, but I could not get in the room.
Right.
So I had to go down to reception.
Yeah.
In a tablecloth, which didn't really cover the back end, and asked to be let in. And I I walked in, covered with a bit of a tablecloth, and walked out backwards as well, because I have a feeling my bottom was rather drafty, so I think it must have been on view. And this night porter didn't say one word as he got his card and let me in the room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jane, thank you very much for sharing.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you. So another new tax, another day, another tax.
Absolutely.
The toxicity tax today.
The T charge.
The T charge. Now, if you drive into central London, pretty much everybody has to pay the congestion charge, which is £11.50 a day. Everybody has to pay it. Well, everybody who's got a vehicle that puts out more than 75 grams of CO2 per kilometre has to pay it. Now, I drive a hybrid. I don't drive a big V6 hybrid. I drive the smallest hybrid in the Lexus range. When I drive in city centre traffic, stop-start, I'm all electric.
You're on battery power.
Battery power. I have to pay £11.50 a day. That is because you're only exempt if your car does less than 75 grams of CO2 per kilometre.
Okay.
My Lexus hybrid averages out at 82 grams per kilometre. So the level is 75 and mine does 82. Even though the car is a reasonably new car. When did I get it? It's a 2016 car.
Yeah.
2016 car, hybrid, smallest in the Lexus range, does not qualify for an exemption on the current congestion charge.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird? It used to, you know.
It's almost like this is a money-making scheme.
Almost like it. It used to be, I think it was like 100 grams.
Yeah.
So I used to be able to, it was exempt, but they changed the rules. They reduced the level to 75 and mine is at 82. So it seems that out of everybody you know, Chris Hubbard,
Yeah.
I drive the cleanest car.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, certainly the cleanest in our car park. Yet I'm not exempt, even though I drive a hybrid, a small hybrid. Of course, the reason why they changed the rules on the emissions for the congestion charge, too many people were buying hybrids. We can't have that.
Well, this is it.
We're not making enough money. So they changed it to 75 grams from, and mine does 82.
Well, this is interesting because I'm looking at the Hyundai i10,
Which is your car.
which is my car.
Yeah.
Pumps out 86.
Right, so you'd have to pay it too.
Yep. Yeah.
So yours is actually dirtier than mine,
It is. Yeah.
but not by much.
No.
So yours probably used to be exempt. I don't know what the old level was. It was probably around, it'd be a round figure. If it's 75 now, and mine used to qualify at 82, it must have been 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means yours used to qualify for an exemption on congestion charge.
Oh, quite possibly.
Yeah.
It's a little car.
Yeah. So now, if you drive what they're describing as one of the most polluting cars, you have to pay another tenner on top of your £11.50. So you have to pay £21.50, roughly a train fare into London.
Yeah.
You have to pay that if you drive in. And by the way, the congestion charge. How has that reduced congestion in central London? Have you driven through that city lately?
It is packed still.
Hasn't
Not
done
reduced.
anything. All it means is you've got the same number of cars, but now they're all paying.
Yeah.
It
Because-
didn't reduce congestion.
At the end of the day, everyone still needs to get from A to B, don't they?
Yeah, so that congestion, the word congestion in that congestion charge, that was, what do you call it? A lie! It was a lie! Otherwise, you'd ask for your money back. Hey, wait a minute. I paid £11.50. It was congested when I paid a congestion charge. All right. So now they've upped the ante. Now, these vehicles, there's some Euro 4 something standard that they have to reach. Now, this is petrol vehicles as well as diesels. Mostly vehicles that were registered before 2006. Obviously, when they brought in the new level. So I'm guessing, I'm not sure. This is probably most vehicles before 2006 of a reasonable size, apart from the tiny little ones like yours.
Yeah. Well, the way I read it yesterday was that pretty much, like you say, pretty much every car, lorry, van will be affected by this.
If you think of all of the vehicles on the road, I reckon there are probably more vehicles on the road today registered before 2006 than there are registered afterwards.
Yeah.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? If that's...
Yeah, it would do. And to be honest, over recent years, I've actually seen an increase in older vehicles on the roads. People don't seem
They're
to
hanging on to them
Yeah,
longer.
people don't seem to be changing them as much.
So, with that in mind, that means most people driving into London today will have to pay an extra tenner on top of the £11.50, was it? What's the congestion charge currently? £11.50, yeah. So most people driving into London right now listening to us will have to pay another £10 a day. That's £50 a week.
On top of petrol.
Yeah.
On top of parking.
Yeah.
On top of the cost of, well, things falling off the car and not working.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive.
Now, they say the aim of the new T-Charge, as it's called, the T-Charge, yes, It's to reduce the number of premature deaths from long-term exposure to air pollution. No, it's not. It's to make money. I wouldn't mind if these politicians just said, no, we're going to make more money. Because if the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, was serious about reducing vehicle emissions, well, wouldn't he make sure that all London council vehicles were low emission? Like, wouldn't he make sure that they were all electric or ran on biodiesel or hydrogen fuel cell or something? He hasn't even got a plan. There's no, where there are targets and dates for charges, there's no plan. You imagine how many vehicles that drive around central London that are council vehicles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what about all the police cars and the buses and all the other government vehicles? A lot of them registered before 2006, I bet.
There's a lot of these vehicles are maintenance vehicles, and if you think how many how many parks and buildings need upkeeping, just a park van. I mean, that's chugging around a massive park.
Street sweepers.
Yeah.
Military vehicles. I've checked. All of those vehicles are exempt from the T-charge.
Oh.
Exempt. If the Mayor of London was serious about emissions and cutting deaths from... Look, no one wants us to poo in our own nest. We all want a cleaner world. We all want that. But we've got politicians in charge of how we get that. If he was serious about having a cleaner environment in London, they would have a target in place right now at what date that all government vehicles would be zero emissions or very, very low emissions. That target does not exist. In fact, all of their filthy vehicles are exempt from paying the charge that you muggins driving into London right now are going to have to pay. That's shocking. Politicians are lying. And they're up to something. Follow the money. You want to find out what they're really on about? Follow the money. It's the only way to get to the truth. Money talks. Obviously, if you want to tell if they're lying, we'll just check to see their lips are moving. Because the stuff that they say, that's the real noxious emissions.
It's Bob.
So who's this fella, the police commissioner?
Oh, David Lloyd. Hertfordshire's Police and Crime Commissioner.
Now, what's his background? Was he ever a policeman?
He was never a policeman, no.
Okay, so what's he know about policing?
I was looking into his background yesterday, actually.
Okay, yeah, what can you tell us?
He started off in the city, so he's been involved in financial things. He's been on the...
So was he a banker?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But...
He started off in one of those jobs where they just move money around. And they get a commission.
So. Yeah.
And you don't think they actually contribute anything to society at all apart from moving money around and taking a commission.
Elsewhere, he served on the Hertfordshire Police Authority for quite a few years as well.
Oh, did he? Yeah, right. But he's never been a policeman.
He's never been a policeman, no.
Yeah.
And he's now Police and Crime Commissioner for Hertfordshire.
Right. And that's an elected position.
It is, yeah.
So he's basically a politician now.
Yeah.
Because he has to get elected. He has to say stuff that gets him elected.
And he's in charge of the budget, essentially, and policing.
Yeah. And now he said he wants to put our council tax up.
Yep.
Right.
This is what he's saying. He wants those powers.
Unbelievable. Don't give politicians any more power. Tell this bloke to sod off. Put the council tax up. Look, police numbers are at an all-time low. You don't see the police about. You used to see the police about. You don't see policemen anymore. And there's a kind of a... You feel safer when you see police about.
You certainly
unless you're a bad guy, of course.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be. If you're a bad guy and you see a policeman, you're supposed to wet your pants.
It's interesting. If you look at some of the local Facebook groups and people talking about crimes in their area, everybody is saying, we don't see any police.
Right.
And by the time the police turn up, whoever it is scarpered.
Yeah, and you've got a crime number. Crime number's never caught any criminals, I don't think. I'm no policeman, but I don't think it has. Anyway, so this fella says if we want more police, we need to put council tax up.
Yeah.
Wait a second. All of the money we pay in in various charges, taxes, whatever it is. Geez, you buy a litre of petrol and most of it's tax. The amount of money that we give to the money that we've earned, the amount of money that we give to the government, and one of the basic things we expect in return is a decent amount of policing, and we don't have it. So let me get this straight. Let me make this clear for you. We are not getting the police numbers we're already paying for, and this cheeky sod wants us to pay more.
It's Bob.
Morning, Badger.
Bought a Canon IX-US 285HS digital camera off the internet, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a good price.
Yeah.
Got it. Tried to use it. Couldn't. Needs a memory card.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
I had to buy a memory card.
Okay.
Then the Wi-Fi whatever connection to the computer wouldn't work because it doesn't work with Windows 10.
Of course not, because Bill Gates is a crook.
An adapter cable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew you'd like that bit. Yeah. Also, I had to buy an adapter cable. Yeah. So then the batteries run out, and I thought, well, how do you charge it? Well, you have to buy a battery charging unit.
You can't charge it.
I thought, well, the camera's obviously made by Ryanair, isn't it?
This is Bob.
Morning, Chris.
Did I hear correctly that our wonderful police commissioner wants to put our council tax up?
He wants to put up your council tax, the police commissioner. Now, like I said earlier, we've never had fewer policemen on the streets, even though we've already paid for them in all the other taxes we pay. He wants us to pay even more money now to get something we've already paid for, yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, the police shouldn't be politicised anyway.
No.
And this business of voting for a police commissioner.
Yeah.
Absolute nonsense.
How about having someone who's actually been a policeman be the police commissioner?
That?
You know, it's a crazy idea, but it might just work.
It is. I just can't believe that he's got anything to do with the council tax anyway. I mean, if you want to cut crime, switch the bloody street lights on overnight.
Absolutely, that is ridiculous. Another council saving money, blinking-eyed, stupid idea.
Yeah,
if they're using too much energy, well then put low-energy lights in or put solar panels up or something, but don't turn the things off. That means you've failed. God.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gobsmacked by it, to be honest with you. I can't see how he's got anything to do with the council tax and how he can have any influence.
I just wish there was an election for police commissioner tomorrow, because I know who I'd be campaigning for and I know who I'd be telling you not to vote for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did hear correctly, and I'm flabbergasted.
Oh, yeah, so am I, Chris. Thank you very much.
All right, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Ta-ra.
This is Bob.
Hi, I'm Graham Mack. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you like it, put a link to it on Twitter or a like on Facebook and subscribe at Apple Podcasts. Morning, Mick.
You're on about reasons to break up.
Yes.
A friend of mine, he broke up from his girlfriend, and she said it was on religious grounds.
Right.
She said she was a Muslim and he was a pig.
Get off.
Bob's Breakfast.